All right, cool. We're recording. All right. I didn't even ask. How do you pronounce it? DePass?
DePass.
Okay. I have John DePass on the podcast today. He is the 1996 North American bodybuilding champion. He is a health coach, a fitness coach, a meditation specialist, and he's a truth seeker, and something that I can resonate with. Just trying to find our way in our journeys and on our path. And he's also a husband and a father. I want to mention that. So I think that comes first. But just excited to talk to you and get your story, get your background, get your information. So, John, welcome to the podcast. I'm stealing your move. I'm stealing it. I love that, dude.
Thanks, man. The Meloman's here.
How'd you come up with that?
The Meloman's here. I don't know.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know where the Meloman came up with that. That's just something that kind of evolved. I went on a fruit mono fruit fasting period where I did 90 days of just melons.
Oh wow!
And that's where I came up with the name the Melon Man, and that kind of evolved at that time. I'm not sure where it came from, but
well, I love it though. She always start off your interviews doing that, like yes.
So yeah. I've kept it. Yeah, I've kept it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So I don't know where to start. I got so many things I want to talk to you about.
Awesome.
Yeah, we kind of just briefly touched about maybe a month ago. We kind of connected and. Just felt like we really resonated on a couple of different areas, and just, being truth seekers and trying to find our way, and, raw foods, detoxification, health, and all that stuff. So just excited to explore your journey so far and see how
awesome
where you're at.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been in fitness and wellness for over 30 years. I'm 46 years old. I started working out when I was 13. By the time I was 19, I was Mr. Junior Ontario. So I devoted 13 to 19 to just bodybuilding. I really bodybuilded right up until about 30. So really competitively, I was in the Mr. Universe competition when I was 23. I was Mr. North America in 1996. So that was some 22 years ago now that I was up at that level of bodybuilding, and I've always been personal training to kind of fund my bodybuilding when I was younger, and then fund my family and my lifestyle since I was 30. I got married at 30. We had our first baby at 30. I've got a 15-year-old, a 14-year-old, and a 7-year-old, and we live here just outside of Toronto. And I run my business right here in my studio. I do personal training in my studio with my wife. We both are personal trainers, and we do online personal training or offline in the studio.
Yeah.
And about 3 years ago, I was just finding my body was in a lot of pain. Pain in my neck, my knees, my Achilles, my ankles, my heels, my lower back. It was painful to walk. I was having trouble with sleep. I would say my mood was kind of up and down.
Right. Are you doing a lot of high protein then?
I was doing high protein my whole life.
Yeah.
I was doing high protein my whole life. I was doing the paleo stuff. I was doing the keto stuff, the protein and fat, the protein and vegetables, having my cheat meal on the weekend. I lived like that for, many years, 25, 30 years of my life, because I started bodybuilding at 13, and, at 40, 43, 44, that's 30, 31, 32 years of protein.
Yeah. I saw some old photos and videos of you. You're fucking ripped, dude. You were jacked, man. No joke. You were a big guy, and you were fully committed. That was your life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I was fully committed. I thought I was going to be a professional bodybuilder, and I thought that's what my life was going to be about.
Oh yeah. You must not have been too much fun on the weekends. Dialed in, Yeah.
It was nothing but working out, but my wife was into it too. She's a personal trainer too. We were into it together. We worked out. That's what we did. We ate pizza on the weekend. We had ice cream, and we worked out the rest of the time. We saw clients together. That's how our life has always been. You know, I've known my wife for 20 something years now. We've been married for 15. So this is just how life has always been for us.
Yeah.
You know, just the last 3 years, I fell into this pain that I just couldn't manage anymore. And I was just, you know, why? You know, why have I got this pain? I'm a fitness trainer. I'm fit and active. I do what everyone says: eat your protein, eat your vitamins, eat your vegetables. I have my essential fats. I watch my inflammation in my body. I'm juicing.
Right.
Why have I still got pain in my body?
Right.
And, you know, asking why, asking to the universe, doing my spiritual soul work. My meditation's been with me for 15 plus years now. Deep meditator, reading, trying to study, trying to figure out what the problem is. And then, you know, finally I just said, you know what, it's got to be the protein. I started looking at uric acid, you know, gout, inflammation associated with uric acid. And then I started saying, well, maybe I should just try to reduce the protein. So as I started reducing the protein, I started shifting towards the vegan lifestyle. I noticed that my pain started to go away.
So was that your first step, was going vegan, cutting out the animal products?
Yeah, you know, my daughter went vegan first. My wife went vegan next. And then I'm watching that. I'm feeling pain. I'm struggling with, you know, what's wrong. And then I started shifting towards that vegan lifestyle, and then started noticing the changes. And then as I started noticing the changes, you know, looking for more and more research, I came upon Dr. Arnold Ehret. I came upon Dr. Sebi. I came upon Dr. Morse, and, you know, just lapped up as much of that information as I could. Hilton Hodema, most recently, has been a big influence for me. And you know, reading these guys' great works and great books and programs, and realizing that healing has been around since Hippocrates, you know, 2,000, 2,500 years ago. People were using raw natural foods to heal their bodies then. Food has been medicine since then. And you know, even Urine Therapy has been, you know, even prior to that, 5,000 years, written on Sanskrit, written on walls, how to heal and reach your very best self. All of this stuff is available, and it's hidden from us, and it has been hidden for us for centuries.
Yeah, we've gotten so far removed from what's natural for us. It's pretty insane. But yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. You know, I just turned 47. My wife and I have been together for 26 years. And about the age 40, I realized that, you know, I did the personal training thing for a couple of years. I did that too. Yeah, about the age 40, I'm just like, I don't feel like I should feel this way at this age. I still feel young. You know, I still want to be a kid and run around. I'm like, my body just wasn't responding the way I wanted it to. So yeah, I think about that age around 40 is when life starts to catch up to you and your body gets too toxic or what have you. And then the inflammation kicks in and you got to start taking the pills and stuff. So I'm right there with you. Yeah, it wasn't a fun journey.
Exactly.
So that's how I started my journey. Same thing. Yeah, I just started doing my own research. Same thing. Came across Eric, Dr. Morse, all those guys, raw food, detoxification, and down the rabbit hole I went, man.
Awesome. So, you know, similar paths, similar walks. Yep.
Yeah. So now, were you born and raised in Jamaica?
I was born in Jamaica, but I grew up in Canada since I was 4 years old. I've been in Canada. So, I mean, I was raised Canadian.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what did your folks do? Were they health conscious at all, or the standard Canadian?
I mean, my dad pushed me into athletics early, from 6 years old, playing soccer, and always encouraged me to be doing track and soccer. And he always pushed it, always wanted me to be doing it. But he's not super health conscious. My mother passed of cancer at 42 years old.
Oh, wow.
So that was a huge one in my life. That was a huge one in my life. And I think a big one for even just understanding health and wellness and disease and wanting to understand why and how, and, you know, how did this happen to her and why did this happen to her, and, you know, making some sense out of it in my life. So a big catalyst for me.
Yeah, I bet, yeah. So did you have any health issues as a kid? Any allergies, asthma, anything of that nature?
Yeah, I had digestive problems. Like I thought I was lactose intolerance, what I was told. I had very bad acne at one time in my life, in my teens. And then, you know, I would get boils and kind of cysts and stuff while I was bodybuilding. But then, I mean, I was also involved with, you know, anabolic steroids at that time. Like there's just a whole life of like toxicity that I lived there that just caused a lot of pain, I think, to build up inside of my body.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wanted to ask you about, since we have similar paths, and I'm sure you can probably relate to this, you know, so like I said, my wife and I have been together for like 26 years, and I just started getting into what I call my awakening just a few years ago. So I'm making some pretty extreme, radical lifestyle changes. You know, I quit smoking, I quit drinking. You know, I'm trying to not eat cooked foods. I'm against, you know, vaccinations. And so my wife is trying to keep up with me. And so we're kind of butting heads on some things. So I was just wondering if you're kind of coming across kind of the same things. And my wife says I'm going through my midlife crisis. She might be right. You know, I don't know, but it's been a struggle for sure. So I just wondering if I think
that's an important struggle, and that's a great thing to talk about too, because I think that for people that do step into this detoxification lifestyle, and we do kind of fall into that rabbit hole, because that's what it is. Once you get like a little bit of a light, like some sort of explanation for the first time in your life, things that have been kind of like just bugging you for so many years and you've learned to live with, and then all of a sudden you figure out and find out some information that you've just unearthed that's been hidden, and all of a sudden you apply it, and for the first time in your life you actually feel natural relief and change, improved sleep or improved pain that's been bothering you for ever and ever and ever, or a change in some sort of focus or intensity or awareness in your mind that you just never had before and that you can't even explain. It's just like, wow, how motivating is that? It's so inspiring for us. And we go with it, and our mate, our partner, is sitting there going, what the hell's going on? There's like a complete turnaround in our energy, focus, and desire to be focused on something else other than maybe the family or the kids or the relationship or spending time together. We're reading or watching or doing something else independently, or having a conversation with someone that's in another part of the world. You know, that's like, why is that so important?
Exactly.
Right. So other things start to take a priority, and that changes the relationship dynamic a ton.
I was going to say, that's exactly what I'm going through. And, you know, just, she's going vegan, plant-based, you know, she's making the changes, but I'm just going at a much faster pace. And it's kind of like you said, like you kind of have to go inward to reflect and have your spiritual awakening. So to the outside world, it seems like you're not participating, or that you don't care, you're being selfish or whatnot. So that makes sense. And that can be a struggle for sure.
It does. And I think it's a big struggle for a lot of relationships, but at the same time, I think it's so important.
It's just important to communicate too, explain what you're doing, what you're going through, and why you're doing this. You have to really communicate so you can support each other.
Try. but I think I think even for me, beyond communication is like just realizing that I am kind of recreating myself as I go through this healing, and my intention is only to be a better version of me.
Right.
And that includes, without a doubt, a better relationship with my wife, a better relationship with my children, a better relationship with my clients, my customers, my friends, my extended family, and anybody else on this planet that I share this planet with. And so, all of that is a part of the better version of me that I want to create. So, even though I may be a little bit more internal right now, or I may be working on something else or inspired by something else, my big picture is more clear in my mind about what I really want in my relationship with my wife than ever before. So there's no doubt in my mind about my relationship, even though we may be at different stages right now. We may be a little bit more distant or a little bit less, maybe physically intimate or spending as much time together, but that doesn't change what I want out of my relationship. And I think, you want to maybe communicate that to your partner.
Yeah.
Or just really just don't allow yourself to respond in a negative way in any way. So, you can hear that kind of critical kind of maybe voice that's coming because they're recognizing change, but just understanding that they're probably recognizing a little bit of a shift in your energy, and they may need a little bit of loving support from you right now. So maybe give that or present that in some other way, or say it, or, but just don't take it as like your relationship is over, or you need to split, or you need to, I don't think it has anything to do with that at all.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Because it's funny because the kind of thing that we had struggled with is because I made my change, and like one of the first thing I did was going vegan too, right? So I cut out the meat. And since my wife is the main food prepper in the house, and I completely changed my diet, kind of a little different for you because she went vegan first, but I'm like, I'm not eating this anymore. I'm not doing that. And my wife's like, well, I don't know what to cook anymore because you're not eating this. You're not doing that. You're on a fast this week. You're not fasting. You're fruit dieting. It's like, so it caused a lot of confusion in the kitchen. So that we had a lot of problems with that. So it was tough.
Same.
Was it? Okay.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Same stuff. I mean, as far as fruit fasting, or I'm not eating today, or I'm not eating for a few days, or she bought stuff and I didn't, and I'm not eating. Or she's, cooking vegetables, and I'm not even going to touch vegetables this week. I'm only going to eat fruit, so yeah. Or I'm retaining my semen.
Oh, no, you didn't. Yeah. I hear a lot of people do that, though. That's not uncommon. Yeah, the semen retention.
And it works.
Oh, does it? Yeah.
And it works. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one yet. That's yeah. I haven't gone there yet, but so back when you were doing your competition, doing all the bodybuilding stuff like that, you say you're high into the protein and stuff like that. So I know your diet has changed immensely since then. So
yes,
I'm sure back then you're doing the protein powders, the protein shakes. So what would you do now, like pre and post workout? Like what are your go-tos now for that?
I don't have any like pre and post workout recommendations any longer.
It's intuition.
Yeah, I just eat once a day.
Oh, okay.
Mostly. Yeah, I just eat one time a day. I typically do that in the middle of the day, and I typically work out a couple hours after that. But it's not it's not fixed in that, you know, sometimes I will have an evening run or a morning yoga that will be on empty. So it's not like before or after my workout or anything like that. I just try to keep my eating window as small as I can nowadays. So if I can get it into that one meal, which is most days of the week, I would say for sure 5, most weeks 6 days of the week, I try to eat just one meal or just drink fruit smoothies.
Yeah. I think we're both on the same page that we can agree that the body heals itself. You know, food provides vitamins and minerals and nutrients for our cells to work, but the body really does heal itself. And the more we just shovel food down our hole, it takes a lot of energy to digest and assimilate and absorb that food. So I'm running into a lot of people who are into the fitness industry who just fast after exercising. They don't even bother eating food because that's just going to slow down the healing process after the workout. So that's pretty common to see that now.
Yep, that would be my recommendation. Fasting is the best healer. It reduces the most inflammation in the body. And now also my workouts are not the annihilation type workouts where I'm trying to really like rip and tear muscle. I don't ascribe to that any longer.
Yeah.
I'm more into like sustainability. I'm more into longevity. I'm more into reducing body fat, being as lean as possible, and being pain-free, happy, healthy, and high energy. Those are the things that I'm about. So for me, I don't need to be bigger than I am. Like being bigger or more than I am is not a part of my sustainability program or part of my sustainability recommendations. You know, sustainability means kind of liking and loving yourself as you are. And just revealing your best self, which is, you know, maybe your lowest body fat and strongest body that you can. But I don't need to be bigger than I am. I don't need to eat more to be more than I am. I just want to eat the best amount of food to heal my body and create the best energy and happiness and joy, which is within me, and allow it to come out. And that just means getting the obstructions out of my body, getting the toxic obstructions out of my life so that the happy, healthy me can come out.
Yeah, that's a good point. When you take on new clients, do you have them go through any kind of cleanse or detox protocol before you start exercising them, or go through a fitness training protocol? I mean, obviously they're coming to you, they want to lose weight, so they might be a little heavy set, which is probably a little toxic and probably need a little cleansing. Do you incorporate that at all with your clients, or you just...
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's it. That's my whole thing now is moving people into that more alkaline nutrition. I'm just kicking off this fall. I'm just starting off my new 7-day fat flush. My 7-day fat flush is going to be the way that I'm probably going to be onboarding all of my clients this fall. So I'm going to be having everyone start off with drinking the skinny juice. That's my new thing that I'm going to be introducing this fall. I'll be doing a free seminar coming up on September 23rd. So hopefully people can jump on board and take a look at my nutrition and wellness seminar I've got coming up. I'll be introducing the ingredients of skinny juice.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I have to send me the link.
So that's coming up. Yeah.
All right, cool. Right on. Yeah, because I was just curious because, I mean, people, I think their main goal is to lose weight so they can feel happy and have more energy. But if you focus more just on getting healthy, then those are going to be the great side benefits that you'll get, you know, if you focus more on the health than just achieving muscles or whatnot. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Focus on the health, focus on being your best self, and you'll lose the weight. You'll get into shape. Your energy will go up. You'll start feeling better. You'll be fitting into those jeans.
Yeah. So I know you talked about meditation, and for a second, that's something that you practice, a daily practice that you do. And what does that look like?
Yeah, I'm meditating daily. Like I don't set my clock or anything, but I typically, wake up just on the routine somewhere between 2:30 and 4:30. That's just my circadian rhythm.
In the morning? Ah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
yeah.
So what kind of meditation are you doing? Are you doing a mantra meditation? Are you doing what kind?
Sometimes I'll use I am. Sometimes, I'll do an I am meditation. Sometimes I'll do like just a focusing on my goals meditation. Sometimes I'll do a gratitude meditation. Sometimes I'll do a white light meditation. Sometimes I just do like a sit and wait and watch and listen meditation. And sometimes I'll meditate for a bit, and then I'll get out for the sunrise. That's what I've been doing all summer, is kind of getting outside for the sunrise, watching the sunrise. So I'm getting a little bit of sun gazing. I'm actually sitting on the earth. So getting some contact with the earth first thing in the morning. So watching the sun, meditating, watching the sun. I'll do some yoga practice first thing in the morning there very often. Just as the sun's coming up down by the water, I'll do that. Start my day that way. That just gets me in the right energy,
right?
To be who I want to be. I want to be the most inspiring person that anyone speaks to today.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you, how did you get into interviewing people? Have you been doing that for a while? Because I think that's kind of how I found you on Facebook, is you'd interviewed somebody, and then I watched that, and then I realized you do it like once a week maybe, or twice a week?
Yeah, I do it a couple times a week. Yeah, a couple times a week for sure. Sometimes more, but I just saw some other people doing that, and I knew I had some good friends on Facebook that were deep into the healing. Like I've just bumped into, by following this rabbit hole and reading this information and sharing this information about healing and wellness and the power of the mind and the power and the ability to change your life, all being within you. But just by talking about that and sharing about that and speaking about that for now 10 years, I've collected, people around me that have similar thoughts and methods and are sharing that information too. So, every time I talk to any of them from all over the world, I'd always finish off the conversation and think, man, if people would actually hear that conversation, they would probably be motivated by it, because most people get into conversations with their friends at Tim Hortons, and they're talking about coffee, and they're talking about shopping, and they're talking about their new car, and they're talking about their home renovation, and they're talking about their sore back, and they're talking about what their kids are doing. And, that's small talk, all well and good, I guess, if you just want to kind of stay in the same place. But as long as you keep on thinking and speaking and talking and doing the same things all the time, how do you think your life's going to change? Like, it's just not going to change like that. Like, change doesn't just fall from the sky into your life. Like, you've got to do something different if you want something different. So you need to have those type of conversations with people who are moving forward. You got to talk to people that are shaking, that are moving, that are taking action, that are taking responsibility for what's happening in their life and taking that forward step, So you got to have those kind of conversations. Every time I have a conversation with a person like you, I feel inspired. Talking to someone like yourself, and I think if my clients could have more conversations like this, they would grow more, and their energy would be higher. If I'm the only person they speak to in their life that talks like this, then they're limited. I have tons of friends like this. So how about I just talk to them, record it, and share it with my network, and then that way my clients get more access to and more experience with and more interaction with high energy people other than me.
That's kind of why I started the podcast, just kind of help spread the message and put it out there, because I only found this lifestyle through my own searching. if you're not looking for it, I don't think you're going to find it. You know, it's kind of like the Matrix. You can just be dumbed down by all the suppression and, you know, propaganda, and you might never get out of it. Some people might be happy living there, but I think for us truth seekers, we knew intuitively we had to find our way out. And yeah, if you're not looking for it, I don't know if you're going to find it. So it's just great that people like you are, you know, doing these interviews and spreading the message, putting out the good word. So I commend you for doing that, man. Awesome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
So I want to talk to you about a subject that you have just recently revealed to the world. It's one of the main reasons why I wanted to talk to you, because like I said before, it's not something that I necessarily agree with. Maybe I just don't have enough information. It's all kind of new to me, but just physiologically.
You're on your way. You're on your way.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's funny you say that, because I told my wife I was going to talk to you about the urine therapy thing. And she told me right away, she's all, if you start doing that, that's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker.
Yeah, my wife
okay.
too.
Okay. Oh, did you? Well, I was going to ask you about that. How did you even bring that up to her about urine therapy? And yeah.
Exactly.
How did you even have that conversation, dude?
You know what? Like, I didn't have that conversation. I didn't have that conversation for so long, and then I found the right resource. I had to get the right resource. I had to get the right message from the right person, and I had to deliver it in a way that made her realize that, you know, this step has to happen in our lives. You know, I don't know if you've ever heard of the snake diet.
Sort of. Yeah, you're friends with somebody who does that, or yeah, I've sort of heard something about it. Yeah.
Yeah, the snake diet is like it's an eat once a day type program, but the snake diet is made by a personal trainer, a fitness trainer. So I mean, my wife and I are both personal trainers, so we are led, you know, greatly by the knowledge that's being shared inside of the industry. And the snake diet is one of the world leading online programs right now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
And the snake diet, the coach is openly disclosed urine therapy drinker.
Is that the first time you heard about it from that?
Oh no, it's not the first time I heard about it, but it was the first time that I heard about it from a personal trainer, and then not only a personal trainer, but a leader in the industry, and not only a leader in the industry, but someone that just has, like, you know, half 1,000,000 followers or something like that. So
okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Once I was able to show that you could attach yourself to this and still be successul.
Right.
Then, you know, you could now start having a conversation about this, right? But all you think about when you hear urine therapy is, you know, that guy standing at the urinal, missing the toilet, pissing on the floor, and the stinky smell, right? That's all we think about when we hear urine, because there's just so much negative connotation around that word. And I'm trying my best right now to refer to it, rather than urine, as orin, either as orin or as shivambu, or as plasma ultrafiltrate, because what I really think needs to happen now is we need to get right away from the associations that we have with urine, because we've been brainwashed to look and see that thing as being so dirty and so bad that we would never consider going near it. And that's the goal, to keep us all away from it. See that, because whatever we are most told to avoid are the things that we need to do. We need to look at the sun. We need to come into contact with the earth. We need to get into nature. We need to stop buying and trying to buy happiness and get our happiness from money and material things. Everything that we need to do to really become our best self, to move into our most healthy, happy self, is kind of told that we shouldn't do it. And urine is the ugliest one.
Yeah.
Don't go near that. That's bad, dirty stuff. Okay, and that is so far from the truth. It is so far from the truth. Unfortunately, it has been pulled over our eyes, just like the meat, just like the cooked foods, just like the 3 meals a day, just like breakfast is the most important meal of the day, just like you got to eat those iron pills, like you got to get your B12, like you got to do all these things that you got to do to get healthy, and none of it is what actually makes us get healthy. Health is within.
So I don't know that much about it, and I know you're not an expert either, but can you just kind of explain maybe what's in urine that could be beneficial and why?
Yeah. There's so many things that we know about in urine that are beneficial, as far as like amino acids and vitamins and minerals. I mean, if you just want to talk about like, you know, your healthy protein shake or your healthy supplement, I mean, it's your supplement on steroids. You don't need to buy supplements. You know, all your amino acids, all your proteins, all your hormones, all your vitamins and minerals are there. On top of that, you're talking about your antiseptic and your antibiotic and your anti-inflammatory and you know, even if, you know, anti-venom. Like if you get stung by any kind of poisonous snake or anything like that, the antidote is actually released into your urine.
See, I thought that was an old wives' tale, like you got stung by a jellyfish or something on your foot, you're supposed to pee on it. But then I heard that was an old wives' tale, so I don't know.
No. This is the truth, is that when something happens to us, the antidote is put into our urine.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So, I mean, if there's not, you know, like a bigger, you know, magnifying glass to shine on this thing, it's that, you know, why does our body put the antidote to a snake bite inside of a place that we're never supposed to go to?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
So I guess what doesn't make sense to me is that that's an elimination organ, right? So if the body's eliminating it, if it had any beneficial properties, why wouldn't it keep it? Why would it dispose of it?
So there's two parts to that. All right. If you're talking about elimination, really you got to really get clear. Elimination is through the colon, through the back end. Everything through the front is about love. It's not about elimination. It's about love. And it's all to the front. It's about love and healing. Through the back end is about going to garbage, going to waste, going behind us. Leave what comes out the back. Don't look back, you know. If it was that, you know, urine was all about elimination, we wouldn't have a sac in the front to hold it. We wouldn't have the bladder to hold it. It would, if left in the bladder for too long, the bladder will reabsorb it.
Right. So
obviously, it was made with the intention that it can be used again. The urine is actually what comes out of the blood. So if your blood could be that toxic, then your urine could be that toxic. I mean, our blood can't be that toxic, else we die.
We did, yeah.
So there can't be that much toxicity in our blood. It's not waste, it's excess at the moment. And what it has is it has the antidote within it for you to drink, for you to heal your body, is what it has.
So do you not believe that the lymphatic system drains into the kidneys to be excreted for acidic metabolic waste? Is that not?
That is an unfortunate share of information by a very great man and an even greater gatekeeper. There are certain people on the planet that are given passes in order to move forward, and are, along with their pass, they're granted, some things, and in their agreement, they have to agree to not share some information. And that's what's gone on, is all that's been shared about the urine is the toxicity part. And that way everyone is afraid of it because of the toxicity of it. And the toxicity of the urine is maybe in 5% or less of the urine contains something toxic. And the toxic that's in there, the toxicity that's in there, again, is just all about the feedback loop that the body needs to realize what it needs to heal or cure, what it needs to work on, the antidote that it needs to come up with, the amino acids, the hormones, the work it needs to do within itself to heal itself. So it's a feedback loop. It's a information that needs to come back into the system, needs to be reintroduced into the system so that the body can have the antidote or create the antidotes that it needs to be healthy. Toxicity is an important aspect of the healing.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, because I come from the Dr. Morse background. You're kind of mentioning here, and, his great message is the lymphatic system, getting the acids out of the body. And so, do you bother checking the pH levels of the urine before you drink it? Should it be alkaline?
Urine is alkaline. Urine is very alkaline. You can always check your urine and you'll see your urine is alkaline. Chimpanzees, apes have alkaline urine, so do human beings. If you look at the urine of a tiger or a lion, it'll be extremely acidic. They have acidic urine. Animals, primates, and humans have alkaline urine. So you don't have to worry about the acidity or anything like that. If you're talking about the toxicity that you're talking about is only in less than 5% of the urine. It's not making the entire urine acidic. That's the impression that the gatekeeper has provided you.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you about that with the urines that you collect. Is it important to drink the first half as opposed to the second half of it? I heard like there's a certain portion like maybe you shouldn't drink or something.
I don't think that that's actually true. I know all of the professionals, world-class authors and lecturers that I've spoken to have dismissed this kind of old kind of idea. It's an original idea that seemed to surface around the 70s and 80s for people that were involved in urine therapy back then, 70s, 80s, 90s. We're talking about these things, but from what I hear from the symposium that's coming up, all of the world-class leaders are no longer sharing that information.
No. So, so I thought you were just new to this, but you shared to me before we started that you've been doing this for a year and a half now or something.
Yeah, like I was doing it for a year and I've been drinking, urine at least once a day for a year and a half. Now, the last 2 months, I've really kind of upped that because of just, my search for truth, and, for whatever reason has just kind of led me into, interaction like this, dialogue with world-class leaders of fruit, fasting, and urine therapy. For whatever reason, I don't know why, that's just what's happened. It's not like I sought out these people or looked for them. I just became into contact with them, and found, myself speaking with them. Like it just fell into my lap, and they kind of shared more information about, what I should do, what I could do, what this could do, what this could mean, what could happen, and, other alternatives. And then when I started like getting more and more into it, and then stepped up and kind of faced my fear, like I was so terrified about disclosing this and talking about this. I didn't want people to be, think I'm going to push it on them or force them to do it or tell them to do it. I'm not going to tell anybody to do this. If someone wants to talk about this, they can reach out to me, and I'll kindly share anything that, transparently share anything that they want to hear. I'll give you any information that you want. Yeah. But I'm not going to push this onto anyone. I recognize how delicate a subject this is, and I would never want to embarrass anyone by pushing it onto them. However, if you are sick, if you are, having trouble with your weight, if you are in pain, if you do have any kind of disease whatsoever, then I would encourage it. I'll encourage it online with people so that people will feel comfortable to speak with me about it. But I'd never force this onto my customers. I'd never push this onto my customers. I want to make sure that my customers always feel very comfortable to talk with me about it, or not talk with me about it. We don't have to talk about this at all. Yeah. That's for sure. But when I became comfortable enough to kind of put it out there and deal with all of the kind of the negative response, and which helps me to clarify in my own mind what I think about it, and respond and kind of respond without judgment, even though someone is being rude. Trying to educate someone and be patient while they're being rude, still trying to maintain a loving kind of outward reaction to people that are being rude to you. All of this is all a part of the practice that helps you to be a world-class person, a better person. It's all a part of growth. It's all a part of growth. And when you can actually step through the illusion and recognize the untruths that we're being told, and then look back and then say it openly to people, there's a big growth. And I've seen and felt a huge growth in my life in the last 45 days or 30 days. I don't know how long since I actually started speaking about it now, but it was a couple of days that were like, I was like, oh man, I wonder if I made a mistake. But then,
hit that button. Here we go.
but to be honest with you, really, like what has seemingly seriously transpired in my life since I made the decision, I've just actually seen my life take a forward jump. So I'm going to encourage everyone to not follow what you've thought and heard about this for your whole life.
Yeah. I think we kind of said at the top of the show, it's like, who cares what you're doing as long as you're not hurting other people? I mean, we're all trying to get to the same place. We might be taking some different side roads to get there or whatnot, but who cares? I mean, we're all trying to spread love and peace. That's the overall mission statement for everybody. So who cares, right? So what benefits have you seen since you started doing it? Any health benefits or?
I would say probably most obviously would be reducing pain. pain relief, I think, would be the most obvious. I would say maybe digestive change, digestive healing. You know, to really connect it with sleep, like definitely I've had poor sleep behavior, but fruit, fasting, and UT have kind of been going on in my life for the last year and a half. So, can I really attach it specifically to UT or to fasting or to fruiting? It's all been happening, and all of it has shown itself to me clearly that each aspect of it has been beneficial. And in each area, moving to mono fruit and extending my fast and going like to just juice only, or living like that for a number of days, or actually going on to a urine fast now, or actually soaking your feet in urine, or urine, or actually taking like a sponge bath with it, then rinsing it off after. But what a difference in like the inflammation and pain, and like when I'm doing my yoga, like it's like I'm dropping into a position, like I had a urine sponge bath in the morning at 5 a.m. and then I went out to practice yoga and my flexibility's improved. It's like I just had a bath, and now I can stretch way further than I could yesterday. Like, wow. Like it's like instantaneous change in your body. And, the longer that you let that sit on your skin, if you massage that into your skin and let it sit on there for a while, it penetrates and heals inside of your body. Then you can rinse it off. But it takes the inflammation out of anything, anywhere in your body.
Oh, wow. Because I know that some people, like you say, like, using it to wash on the skin. Like people use like an eye wash too, right?
Eye wash,
yeah.
Nasal rinse, gargle.
Enemas, people doing enemas.
Enema. Yeah. And ingest under the tongue, and ingestion and massage. These are all things that you can apply. And, just recently I've tried, experimenting with different avenues now. And I have to tell you that every single avenue has a serious benefit in our lives. I'm going to stand behind it. And, why would I want to connect myself with that?
Yeah.
Why would I want to connect myself with that?
Yeah. If for some reason it just doesn't resonate with me, and that's fine. For some reason it just doesn't seem to make sense. Again, like I said, on a physiological level, just because I came up the Dr. Morse way, so I'm still in the thinking that that's acidic waste that we need to get rid of. It just because on a spiritual level doesn't resonate with me. So yeah, I guess I just don't get it. But I appreciate you sharing your experience and what you're benefiting because of it. So I commend you for being open about it, dude. I mean, it must have been pretty scary to go public with that information. I don't know if I could have done that, but I appreciate that.
It was scary. It has been scary.
Now, does your wife do it too, or no?
No.
So you got to do that in private?
Yeah, we don't do that together.
No. Okay.
No.
So what? How does she taking it? She think you're the crazy person, or is she accepting it, or
she hasn't called me the crazy person. She recognizes, I think, that I'm an independent person, and the choices that I make are personal and thought out, and important to me. And so to label me crazy would be an attack.
Right. Well, I didn't mean like that, but yeah, she just we're all on our own journeys, our own paths, and like I said before, all I could do is just be supportive to each other. And
Right. So that's it. We need to support each other, in any relationship, in a friendship relationship, in a dialogue like this, or, in a relationship with your primary partner or with your children. I have to try my best to encourage her to come forward with her life and whatever she's trying to accomplish. And she needs to try and encourage me to move forward with anything in my life that I want to accomplish. And I may not be wanting to accomplish what she's trying to accomplish, and she may not be wanting to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish, but she has to do her best to try and help me move forward, and I have to do my best to try to help her move forward. That's what love's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I give it one of these, man. Give it one of these. Well, unfortunately, we got to wrap this up, man. We're already like an hour long, so I don't want to take up your time. But just on ending, if somebody out there is struggling with making some life choices or just getting motivated to start to make some healthy changes, just can't find the motivation or just don't know where to go, what's some advice or some tips that you can give somebody so they can start making a progression toward a better life?
That's a great question. I would leave it with, ask yourself some important questions. What do you really want?
Yeah, what do you want?
What do you really want for yourself? So define yourself. Who do you want to be? I mean, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to have more energy? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to love yourself more? Right? Write it down. Do you want to have a relationship or improve your relationship or improve your relationships? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to change your career? Do you want to go somewhere or do something? Do you want to do something for other people on this planet? Make up some goals, define yourself, put some stuff down on paper about what you want to, who you want to be, kind of envision who you want to be, get a vision for yourself. And what I would also like to encourage you to do is friend me on Facebook, because I am going to be having a free online webinar, and it's coming up September 23rd. I'm going to do a free online webinar to help people get started. I'm going to introduce the 7-day fat flush, and it's going to be completely free. I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to motivate you. I'm going to give you some information and some advice. I'm going to help you get started with the whole thing, and I'm going to do it all for you for free. So
that's awesome.
Goals and jump on board. Join in with me.
Awesome. That sounds awesome, John. If people want to connect with you, follow you, where can they find you?
Yeah, get me on Facebook for sure. I'm on YouTube as well too. John DePass. Let's make sure I'll make sure we're linked up with this video. And when you're posting, please tag me on it, and people will be able to maybe link up with me there. Hopefully follow me there. Follow me on YouTube. You'll be able to do all that from the page. I'll be able to put my website maybe associated with that, highendfitness.com. And people can look at me there. And if they want some help online, or if they're local, they can also reach out to me in my studio.
Awesome. Perfect, man. I love it. This is awesome. This is great connecting, dude. I love your energy. I love your energy.
Thank you, buddy.
We didn't get to talk about flat Earth.
Oh, shoot. That's the other one.
Yeah. Woo! I think I'll drink pee before I accept that. That's where I'm at on that. Okay. That's where I stand on that one, John. Yeah. That's a whole other podcast right there, my friend.
You'll drink pee before you sit on the flat Earth.
I think that's where I sit on that one. Yeah. Hold on. Let me put on my cuckoo hat. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to flat earth, buddy.
I was inspired by my flat earth friend, Martin Kenny. And I resonated with my conversation with him so deeply.
Oh, did you?
And I saw what this man did. And he quit his job. He started urine therapy, and he started, researching the flat earth. And, he had a wife and kids, similar to me. So he had all the same kind of stresses and issues like that in his life. And I saw him, how he jumped, and I saw what he did with his life. And I thought, look at me sitting back, kind of flirting with all of that stuff, but not willing to really, just a little bit sitting in the shade, just, in the shadows a little bit, Dr. Morris, just in the back, just a little bit there, but not all the way there. And after I talked with him, I thought, you know what? Enough sitting in the shadows.
Just gonna go for it. Yeah.
Go for it, man. Go for it. Yeah.
That's cool. I love it. We'll save that for the next one, dude. We'll save that one.
All right.
All right, cool. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. I love what you're doing. I love your energy and your style. So just keep doing what you're doing, spread the message, and much love to you, man. So thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Be in touch.
See ya.